Yeah.
Yo, it's your boy Matrix back on another crazy episode of Customer Service with a customer. It's not always right. My guest today is this young lady, okay? Equal Diva, met on social media. She was copying some gear from me. And guess what? I found out. She works at a bank. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. At first, I know y'all thinking what I'm thinking. I was like, yo, how long you been working at the bank? Where's the safe? You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to figure out how we can do this thing. You know what I'm saying? I'm a couple of hours. You know what I'm saying? That's what I was trying to figure out. But she was scared. No, I don't do those type of things. I think you got the wrong young lady. I wasn't raised like that. Like, I'm just trying to get a couple of hours. I'm just like, well, just just take a little something out to say for me, But no, she said she's not into those things. So she said, well, I do your podcast because I got some funny stories. So she's here. I'm allowed this young lady to introduce herself. And maybe if she enjoy herself, y'all leave some good reviews in the story. Maybe we can circle back a year or so. And, we can break down the bank. Yeah, I mean, let me know. And, I got y'all. Tell them who you be, ma'am. Tell them who you be.
Okay, so my name is April, and I actually don't even live here. I live in Virginia. So
that means we won't get caught. We can rob the Bank of Virginia and then come back to PA. But that's another story. We do it another so go.
So yes, I am from Virginia. Well, I live in Virginia, but so I do work at a credit union. I don't work as a teller anymore. I used to. So I don't deal with the public anymore. But when I did, yeah, there was definitely some characters, as of course, working in banking, you will see.
I'm sure it is.
Mm-hmm. So I'll just tell one quick story.
That's good.
One quick story. So I was assigned to this one particular branch that was in a town that we'll say didn't really particularly like people of color.
Oh, so it was just racist. It's okay. You can come out and say it on this show. Huh? The crackerbacks didn't like black people.
Pretty much, yeah. And it was very well known. So I was actually very upset by being assigned to this branch. But I was like, oh, they were like, you'll be okay. You'll be fine. Whatever. Yeah. So there was one particular lady. I'll never forget her. She was an older white lady. And she came in and there was me and this Asian lady that she would never let us wait on her at all because we were of color. So we would even be in the drive-thru. If she drove through the drive-thru and saw us in the window, she would wrap around the building and park her car and come inside. Not even kidding.
Damn.
No, not even kidding. So one day I was inside. She came in. Of course, let me wait on her. My colleague beside me was waiting on her. She wanted her change back. I think it was like a 20, but she wanted it broken down. Well, my colleague liked to mess with her because she just thought she was just wrong. And she was like, well, I don't have what you want. And so she came to me and she was like, April, can you break this for her? Because she wants it broken down. And she was like, never mind, I'll just take it how it is. Because she just didn't even want me touching her money at all. But I'm thinking, do you know how many people have touched this money before me?
Right.
But she just didn't care. The fact that she could see me touching it, she just didn't. She's like, I'll just take it how it is. Never mind. I was like, wow. So at one point, I even went to my manager and I was like, are you just going to keep allowing her to come in here and disrespecting us like this? And she's like, well, you know how she is. She's always been that way. And she never backed us up. She just let her continue coming in there and just being that way. And I was just like, that's wild. Like, you really just don't want to deal with us. And just based on the color of her skin, like us touching your money is going to some way taint it is weird. Weird. Very weird.
Yeah, that's
I know.
That is crazy.
It is crazy. It is crazy. But so when you say the customer's not always right, I didn't think she was right, but I didn't think that it was right that our manager didn't even back us up and be like, let her do her job. I mean, it's not, money is money. You know what I mean?
You wouldn't even let someone of color
touch your money.
Like
no.
You said, you know how many people touch this money?
Correct. Exactly. But I guess maybe it's like out of sight, out of mind if you don't see it. But she literally saw us handling it. She wouldn't want us. She didn't even want any interaction with us whatsoever. And I was just like, wow, this is crazy. And this isn't even, I'm not that old. So this is only like what, 20 years ago, maybe? Not that long ago.
So I guess she never went to any McDonald's or nothing, dropped through. She would drop through and seen a black person. She was like, I'm good.
I'm pretty much, I'm sure. based on how she acted, I feel like whenever she went anywhere, it was, but this town, to be honest, is still kind of that way. You probably won't go in there and see anyone of color that lives there.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
Okay.
But she probably stayed isolated in that little town.
Makes sense.
And to be honest, it was right, I'm going to say even early 80s. They still had a sign up that no people of certain persuasion were allowed in there.
No. We're not sugarcoating that. I want you to say exactly what this sign said.
Yeah, it just was like no blacks allowed, and it was like right at their line. But
where the fuck was this at? In the 80s, there's a place in America where a sign said no blacks allowed.
Correct. Yeah.
Where's this place at? Did you say it?
It is in Virginia.
It's a place. Have y'all please confirm? There's a place in Virginia with a sign up that says no blacks allowed.
Yeah, it's gone now, obviously, but this was still back in that, like probably maybe right before we moved to Virginia that it was there, and I was like, wow, that's crazy. It was to the point where I'll tell you this: when we first moved, because we were military, so we moved all over the country, right? So when my dad went to go buy a house, the realtor even told him, I will show you houses in this area, but I will not show you houses in that area because they will not welcome you. And he was like, gotcha. He was like, say less. I know what you're saying. So we never even looked for a house there. Yeah.
But you motherfuckers tell us we crazy and racist and don't exist.
Right.
America isn't racist.
Right.
I've never known this because I'm from Philly. But in the 80s, this young lady said in the 80s, there were still places that had signs up that said no blacks allowed.
Yeah.
I don't hear nobody talking about that racist shit don't exist. And, okay, when you go to work, okay, I want you to find out who this lady's name is. I don't care if she's 106. I'm coming out of Virginia and I'm going to drop kick ass.
I would think by now she's probably not alive because she was even old then. So she's probably not here anymore. But on the flip side, it was crazy because on the flip side, there was a gentleman who would come in there younger than her. And, oh, I'm sorry. Not only was she racist, she was homophobic because there was a I forgot that part. There was a young gay white boy that worked there. She wouldn't let him wait on her either because he was gay. Correct. So she had all kind of issues.
So what did she think? If she touched the money, her grandkids was going
to get it?
Which they probably are. Like everyone has gays in their family.
Right, probably so. But on the flip side, there was a younger gentleman who would come in there, white, from the same town. I don't know, for some reason, I don't know if I just was different to him, but he loved me. Every time he'd come in, he would like, I'm waiting for her. I'm like, okay. So it was crazy because I got both, either you didn't like me or you just did. He was the only one though. He was like, I want her to. Yeah, it was crazy. So I know. It was crazy. That was probably like the craziest thing that happened to me. And she came in there like once a week.
Okay. You'll probably never listen to this podcast if you are still alive, ma'am. But if you are and I find you, I'm going to give you a big ass hug now. Hey, Miss Johnson. You're going to get this black loving. I'm going to be outside just planting trees in your yard now. Your flowers, your tulips, they're going to have African-American all over. I can't believe it.
Yeah.
This is 2026. What the fuck?
Right. It's crazy. It's crazy.
Let me calm down. Okay, let me calm down. Ooh, that's yeah, I didn't see that story coming. I didn't know where you was going, but I didn't.
Yeah, it was wild.
Definitely.
It was wild.
Definitely. And on that note, we're going to roll out, y'all. Listen, y'all. Drop a comment, leave a review. Okay, let me know what you think. New episode every Monday. Please tune in. Okay? And whatever you do, don't forget to tip your waiter. Check, please.